I would say two main things attract me to strategy consulting, and this is why I consider consulting as well as an as a post MBA option. First of all, exposure to different industries at a very senior level, a strategic level. So it's something that, okay, I will learn about the industries, but once you're exposed to the industries in a senior level, you understand what are the strategic challenges of these industries, and sometimes they're very different to what you see as a consumer or as an individual interacting with a brand. So this is one of the things that called my attention and still attracts me. And the second is typically you will work with brilliant people. So this is one of the points that also make me want to be part of a consulting firm, so that I can learn and also contribute and develop people in this environment.
Well, I like being constantly challenged and kind of pushed out of my comfort zone, more or less, because usually you get assigned to a project and it's most of the cases like one size too big for you, so you have to get in and grow within the project. So that's one part. And also I like the flexibility to see a lot of projects in a very short amount of time, very different companies, because I'm not the person who wants to work in a large corporate where you go in the morning, you work with the same people, the same day, always the same stuff, and then you go out in the evening. I like the flexibility part of it.
The continuous development of yourself. You are always learning because you are surrounded by brilliant people, but also because you are always changing. You are not in your comfort zone. No? So when you know how to do something, then you are moved to another project, to another client. So in that way you improve yourself. And
it's the responsibility you have from the very beginning. I mean, already post the MBA, you're already dealing with CEOs, with people, top management, and that's something that I was looking for, and I want to do that after the MBA. And last but not least, you're constantly working with people, clients, your teammates, and so on. And it's just not people, but it's exceptional people. So it's a lot of fun to work with them, and I really enjoy it.
I think what is unique about consulting is the variety of projects you will be exposed to and industries. Because if you're going to talk about working with brilliant people, you can work with brilliant people in other industries. Challenges and intellectually challenging problems to solve, you will have that in other industries. But I would say that the variety of exposure and the width of work that you will have, I think, within consulting is something unique.
for me, unique is the level of the responsibility you have since day one. Because you are working for top clients, so maybe it's your first year in the firm, but you are doing projects that may be in the news. So, and you are having meetings with very, let's say, senior people. So that's something that when I talk with my friends, oh, I'm doing this, that, they think, oh wow, that seems awesome.
What I find unique about consulting is the speed. The speed at which you work, the speed at which you grow. I mean, everything runs so fast, and you grow so much, both professionally and personally, that when you exit consulting, you are like several layers above your other colleagues. So the speed at which you go through this experience is amazing.
Beside the hard skills, like problem solving, analytical skills, communication, that I consider the basics, I would say fast learning capability and resilience, which the word is might even be interpreted as fluffy, but resilience is extremely important because you're going to work with different profiles of teams, clients, industry, so you need to be resilient and adapt fast.
I think there are three basic skills that you need. The first one is problem solving, and it's how well you actually solve issues. The second one is more related to people skills. It's how well you interact with clients, how well you can persuade people, and so on. And the last one is your attitude. I mean, how you face problems. Do you face them with a positive attitude, with a constructive mindset, or you actually hide away from challenges?
It's funny because they don't actually expect from you any specific knowledge in any of the technical aspects of the consulting projects, but they do expect from you really an ability to learn fast.
I think one of the challenges is that again you usually get assigned to tasks or to roles which you haven't done before. So it's always that you get thrown into a new situation. You need to get to know clients very like in a short amount of time. But to be honest, the main challenge for me is to, well, I mean, look at me, like we are like all 20-something-year-old people with little work experience, and you get assigned and meet clients who are like 50 plus with 30 years of experience and doing their job for 30 years. You come in, they are paying several thousand of euros for you every day, and you kind of have to convince them that you are worth the money and that they should listen to you and you can actually help them. I think this is the most crucial part of consulting.
The second challenge that I find actually quite exciting in consulting is that you're working with top companies. You're not working with companies who have elephants that are so large that anyone can spot them. You're working with the best in the market, and you still try to improve that solution. So every time you're doing a project, you're trying to beat the benchmark and become the leader in the industry. As I mentioned before, the intensity of this work is incredible, both in the good way and in the bad way. So working in consulting is quite intense. Depending on the country you might live, you might travel quite a lot. For the others, it might not allow you to do as much sports as if you were in industry, but I think it just pays off. It matters on what you're looking for after the MBA. If what you're looking is to learn, I think it pays off to give a bit more of time to work to get that much learning.
Normally you don't see the implementation of what you said in the company. When you're working in the industry, you're always implementing things. But in consulting, you normally think on the strategy, build a PowerPoint, think in the numbers, the Excel, you present to the client, okay, correct. And sometimes you have the opportunity to implement the things and work with the company in the implementation, but normally your work is done with the strategy. So.
The consulting career is actually a really good option for you to postpone your decision in terms of what sector you actually want to work in the long term. Because it not only gives you the opportunity to try different things, but also gives you the employability for you to be able to choose with more freedom.
If you're looking for a challenge in this sense, consulting is the place for you. However, if you want to exit consulting because you're tired of traveling or the routine or for whatever reason, consulting also gives you a great exit option. Not only the hard skills that you will build, not only the networking that you will build within and with your clients.
And myself and my friends, many people, what they do after consulting is either founding their own company, go to one of their clients, or like move to different industries. So you're well prepared for a whole range of different tasks, and that's what I like.
Honestly, if you came to the MBA, I guess that you have strong ambitions, and if you do so, try consulting. Try the first year. I mean, you have nothing to lose. All the doors will be open after that, so try it.